Let me bring up our next game that we're going to be playing today. Um,
Hello.
and hello, I think we have our next
I
guest
can't
on the
hear you.
call.
Hello.
Hello, Sasha.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Sasha. Can you
Yeah.
hear?
Hi.
Great. Can you please mute the Twitch stream, please? I believe you have the Twitch stream on in the background.
Oh, sorry. Um. Okay. Sorry. The problem is that I cannot hear you that way.
Oh,
Um.
can you not hear me on the Discord call?
What about now? Can you
I can
hear
hear
me?
you perfectly fine.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. No problems.
Oh,
Hello.
hello. Hello, thank you so much for hopping on to talk about your game. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for doing this. Yes. Yeah. I'll be around here, and if you have any questions or do you want me to say something about the game,
Yeah,
it's really
absolutely. Well,
yeah.
and also Lunatic High, thank you so much for coming on to the stream and stopping by. Really appreciate it. Um, yeah, but
No, thank you.
yeah, thank you so much. But yeah, let's hop right into it. So, what is this game? What's the name of your game that you worked on for NaNoReNo 2020?
Okay. Yes, the name is Alice. It's just that it's pretty obviously just a new retelling of Alice in Wonderland, but it's gay, which um, it was fun. It was fun to make the character designs for thinking about the bunny, how would be the bunny a cute girl or something like that. So
Alice,
yeah, it's basically just a lesbian, a
were you
shooty, and a
listening?
mare, and a gay version of Alice in Wonderland
Oh,
that touches, those subjects.
that's amazing.
I,
A gay version of
it was
Alice in Wonderland. We'd love to see it, folks.
well, actually, the idea was it came to me a while ago after seeing that Disney themselves had made a game that was like an otome version of Alice in Wonderland, but it was like a straight version.
Ah,
And I
okay.
like women, so I wanted one with women in them. Yeah, this was a really good experience. I don't know if how much do you want me to talk, but um, this was a really good experience. We had a really big team of 20 people working, a lot of them
Oh, really?
voice
What
talent,
did I just say?
um, a lot of them gay, LGBT, so it was really, really fun. I
That's
did,
awesome.
yeah, I did the art and I wrote, the base story and some stuff out there. And it was my first time
Alice,
coding a
this
game,
is
so it was
important.
pretty, exciting.
Dad is worried about you.
So,
5 handsome and powerful men want to
we're hearing
marry
some
you,
voice
and all
actors,
you can do about it is hide away from their advances.
specifically the voice actor for the sister.
Yes, we have a partial voice
And
acting. I cannot
humiliate
hear
them.
the game right now, so sorry if I am interrupting. We have partial voice acting, so some lines are not voiced, and but all the characters are voiced up to some extent.
And hello, Pumpkin Spike 18. Thank you so much for joining the chat.
I'd love
We're
to,
raising money
but
today for the
sadly, I'm too
campaign
busy with my
for Southern
studies.
Equality, an organization that helps protect LGBTQIA plus rights
Don't
in
mock
the
me.
American South.
I'm serious.
Um,
I love
and hello,
pursuing my
Scarlet
academic
Stained.
studies,
Hello, welcome,
and I
welcome.
made the conscious choice to postpone marriage in
We're
order to
playing.
do so.
What's the name of your game again? For anyone that
But
would
that
like
doesn't
to
negate
know,
the fact I
Sasha.
fantasize with a fiance
Alice,
like your
just Alice.
pursuers.
Alice. Well, you can play Alice
If you want to escape marriage
and all the
so
other
much,
entries for NaNoReNo
why
20,
don't you go to
2022
college,
at the
like
link
me?
that I've posted in the chat.
Even Daddy can forgive not having a secured lineage in the name of education.
So, who did the backgrounds
No, the
for this game?
backgrounds
Like
are
everybody
all
knows,
free
one can
pictures. I
only
love
study
drawing
science
backgrounds,
for
but
art.
this project had too many, so I couldn't. So it was my first time
Regardless,
editing
Alice,
backgrounds. It's all
I
free
think you should
pictures
reconsider
that
your
Oh
I
wow.
decision
put
in
a
this matter.
filter.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
All of these men are highly desired.
Well, you can't tell at all.
I
I will
don't
say
think
that
you
you all
realize
did a
it.
really good job of
When I
blending
told Jessica
characters in the
Duke
backgrounds
Oh,
well.
himself sent
the
you flowers, she
the
almost
first
fainted.
tries were so bad,
And Lily
so
quite
bad.
literally cried
I
when
had
she learned
never
you had
edited
rejected that
photos
prince
before,
last month.
so
She always dreamed about
yeah, it
marrying
was
a
they were
prince.
bad, but at the end of the day, they ended up being really, really good. I really like them.
That's wonderful. Turn down the voice acting just a little bit. Um, but yeah. So in terms of the production process, how was the process of kind of tackling wanting to reinterpret Alice in Wonderland in kind of a, for lack of a better word, a lesbian version, a women
Yeah.
loving version of the tale? Because it's been a story that's been reinterpreted many, many times, over the past almost 100 years now. No, I think even more than 100 years since Lewis Carroll wrote the original story. So, what did you want to do in terms of tackling the characters script?
That's a really good question. Actually, I have met so many concept art for characters that never I never seen actually, and they usually happen when is I usually sometimes I cannot sleep, so I just draw, and I drew Alice in this new version that was actually inspired by a book. That was the first time that I saw Alice as a person of color, and I remember me being little and seeing that and be like, oh, this is fun, and I drew the same character older, and then it just started from there. And I don't know, I like drawing women, so when I drew the bunny, it ended up being a cute bunny girl, things like that.
As we see
And
here right now, here is the cute
yeah,
bunny girl.
yeah, I'm actually seeing the stream like super behind, so I am not sure what you're seeing, but yeah. And it was, I think, a couple of days after the NaNoReNo had started, and I was like, I would like to make this, right? So I made a really quick document with the story that was like really fast. I thought, okay, instead of in a dream, is Alice just imagining a world in which basically kind of like lesbianism is the norm. Um, and I made a really quick document with some of the drawings that I had made and everything. And when I realized there were like 20 people that wanted to join, so but the main idea for the story would be a feeling that I think a lot of people that are gay feel when maybe they don't live in a place that has as many LGBT representation, and is how a lot of the LGBT or like the gay relationships or the gay things that you experience, especially when you're younger. I am like 18, are in your head. Like I haven't had the opportunity to be with a woman yet because a lot of things. So it was kind of like a love letter to fantasizing. It was a love letter to saying, okay, it's good that you, and it's valid that maybe, you haven't gone far more than kissing a girl and everything else was in your head or something like that. So yeah, it's basically that.
That's an incredible answer. Thank you so much. We have a question
Thank
in the
you.
chat from Florison, who asks, "I hope it's all right to ask what culture are Alice and her family part."
That's a really good question. Actually, all the characters in my head like have different ethnicities and things like that. Alice is super inspiring in Japanese culture, but it's like a brown person that has that culture. So I just imagine that maybe in this world we have like a far more like complex culture, society with a lot of cultures. So maybe it's just a Japanese woman that marries a brown person or something like that. So it was just that. Basically, it's just an Asian person with Asian clothes. In this case, is my version of a kimono. I'm not going to say that it's like a realistic version. That just happens not to be completely 100% Asian, let's say.
Thank you for answering Florison's question. And by the way, I forgot to mention at the top of the of the call, but what are your pronouns, Sasha?
Oh, she, her. Yeah, those are my preferred pronouns. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. So it looks like we're at a choice here where we can kind of apologize to the bunny girl, or we can kind of be a little bit more blunt. Um, so in terms of creating the choices for the game, what was kind of your thought process on how you wanted the player to kind of behave as Alice? Because sometimes Alice is a little bit petulant in certain sections of the story. Um, I'm just wondering, in terms of coming up with the choices, like, are there branching endings, branching paths to the game, or is it mostly just flavor?
Okay, that's a really good question. You have five different endings, so there are branches. However, this was a pretty
Well,
simple game,
I can't get
so it's
angry
not
if
like
you
your
apologize like
choices. Your
that.
choices are going to change what people say,
I'm
but
rabbit
not more than
stew.
that. You're not going to drastically change the story itself. Like the ending is the same, but certain things that they're going to say are different. And also, if you get, all the best answers, you're going to get a CG graphic with the character. Um, but in this case, because we had so many writers, we had four
Your hand.
writers. Usually, what happened was that I had to be really simple. I really enjoy when games like change completely with your choices, but because of time, because we have many writers, and uh, yeah, it's just simple choices that are going to change 10 lines of dialogue. And something that I'm really proud of is that even though it's simple, I think that you can play the game 20 times and you're still going to find new dialogue. So that's cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Is that an artifact?
So how was the casting process like for casting for
Can I
each
have
of
it?
the roles for Alice? I believe um,
Please. You
Eliana
broke
worked
all
with
my
you,
stuff.
correct, in terms of casting and voice directing?
Right, that's a really good question. I had never I have developed or lead projects for previous jams that also were voiced. But usually, what would happen is that because there were jams, just people would tell me, "Hey, can I voice this cat?" And I would be, "Yeah, of course, it's a jam." But in this case, Eliana contacted me first, and they were like, "Oh, can I do the casting?"
Oh,
And it was
I
so
see.
excited because I had never had a casting director. So basically, what I
The Queen of
prepared
Hearts
was
sent me on a mission to your world to find
similar to
artifacts.
the.
She is obsessed with them.
I prepared like a document again with all the characters, the visual reference that I had, and of course the pronouns, the ethnicity that because I really wanted to have voice talent that match their ethnicities as much as was possible, of course. Um, and also there is one specific character and they are non-binary, so things like that. um, and yeah, basically it's just description and 3 lines more or less that were like a test. And Eliana took care of basically they made a Twitter post with all of that, and people just send their information and some takes. And I think that we had like
That
I don't
would be
want to
nice, but my
exaggerate,
gem
but
broke
I
in the
think
fall.
100 people,
It was
if I'm
what
not
allowed
wrong,
me to hop
contacted us.
between
So that
worlds and
was
travel fast.
amazing.
Now I'm stuck
And
walking.
Eliana took all. They took care of everything. They basically sent me like
That's
two
because you entered
examples
through the
for
same
each,
portal I
like two
created.
options for
You
each
must be
character,
close
and I
now.
just like said, okay, this one, and that was it.
That's awesome.
It
It
seems
sounds like
so.
you had a really great
Please, I
and
need
like
you to come with
detailed
me so
and
I can show your
thorough
hand to
kind
the
of
queen.
process of getting and casting
She doesn't
the
tolerate
voices,
incompetence
because the voice
unless you
acting,
feel her good.
just from what I've heard so far, is wonderful. Feels very polished and professional.
Well, we actually have three boys. Sorry, I don't know how to say in English, but people that basically mix the lines and cut the lines. So also that was a really important thing because I think that we had like
Will you do that for
500
me?
lines at the end, even though it's just partially voiced. So it would have been
Okay,
impossible for me
let's
to
go.
do that. So it's also a lot of their, accomplishment, let's say.
That's really cool.
I just want to say, sorry, Florisam, yeah, I also love her clothes.
To
I
the Queen's
love them.
Palace. We have to go by foot, remember?
Yeah, thank you once again for everyone. We have 20 viewers in the chat right now watching us play Alice. Yeah, and listening to Sasha talk about the game. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. For anyone that's popped in, we're raising money today for the campaign for Sovereign Equality. Right now, we've raised $70 out of our goal of $200. Please feel free to pop in,
Okay, this is going to be hard without my gem, but
donate
if I
any
ever have
amount matters.
any weird turns,
$10,
shout out
$5,
full
$1. It
sentence.
all helps. A really great organization. You know, get the funds that they need.
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah,
Introductions.
and protect
I'm
LGBTQIA plus rights across the Southern Union.
Oh, I am
yeah.
funny. I'm
Thank you
also
so much.
a punny. You see, my parents had a funny sense of humor.
So anything, any person on your team that we haven't talked about that you want to shout out, Sasha?
Sorry. I mean, everyone. I mean, of course, voice talent. Well, the writers. We had Foxy, we had Sarah, we had Neo. All of them. But aside from that, let me think. Oh well. Checkers. I never know how to say, but it's Punkin actually in the chat right now. Were one of the playtesters. Although a lot of people in the team actually took the time to play test the game, and they gave a lot of feedback. So I would say everybody. Who else? Who else? I'm missing someone. Oh right, Luis took care of the music. So what you're hearing, it was them. So yeah.
Have a good one, designer. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I just posted a link in the chat. If you want to play Sasha's game or any of the other entries for NaNoReNo 2022, you can at the link I just posted. At 185 entries, so many great games to try out. We're only going to be getting through a fraction of them today. But I encourage you to, try out as many of games as possible. A lot of love and heart. So yeah, it looks like we're coming up to some classic Alice in Wonderland characters, kind of reinterpreted through your own gaze of the story. You have the caterpillar, reinterpreted here. What was your kind of thought process behind kind of reinterpreting some of these classic Alice in Wonderland characters?
Make
That's
them
enough,
women.
Caterpillar.
No more than that. I guess that in many ways was, I would say, I love designing characters. Is what I do for a living. I would say that it's really important to take the things that make them more obvious that they are them. Let's say. So, for the cat, the tail, and the wild smile.
Well, that's not a good
Cat
excuse,
almost all the time
is
is smiling. Things like that. Although at the same time, if you look at Alice, I think that nobody would think that she's Alice. Like
There's
I
no
remember
need
my
for her to go
mom
back
looking at
this
it, looking at her and
Hurry.
being like, "That's Alice." So it's kind of a mixture of do stuff that people are going to understand to be those characters, and at the same time have fun surprising them with new things.
Yeah, I think that's a really great goal. I think you have a story that has been read, over the past, like, as I said previously, 100 plus years. I think finding new
I'll
ways
take care of her.
and new interpretation, I think, is important. Yeah, so, and Flora Sims commenting in the chat, I love the
Yes.
caterpillar's hairstyle. Awesome character design.
Yes, they're lovely. We are both Argentinians and we have talked for a while, so thank you for the support.
You did a great job, Hot Stuff. She tends to be alluring.
I love how the cat is cat with
What
a
I
K.
wonder is what you're doing all
This is obviously a reinterpretation of the Cheshire Cat, right?
Caterpillar's not the only
Yes,
danger
yes.
out there. You know? Come with me. I'm going to take you somewhere safe.
Who did the
My
voice of the Cheshire Cat?
I'm sorry. I realize that a complete stranger inviting you to their home can be weird. At least, tell me where you were going so I can take you there safely.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sasha. I don't know if you heard me, but who did the voice of the Cheshire Cat, or with capital
Oh,
K?
sorry.
Poor thing.
Sorry,
Who
Dory.
are
I
they?
can send.
I know one or two
I was
people
thinking
around
maybe I
here.
can
I
link
could help you find them.
the socials for everyone, but the cat was made by Dory.
Oh, nice. Yeah, feel free to post in the chat like anything you want to share in terms of
There are
socials and like
Yeah.
that.
How does
Okay, okay.
Um,
I want to share the social of everyone in the team, so
Yeah, I
I'm
think
going
I think
to.
I think maybe post like one link, and links may
Yeah,
get a little bit.
that's her.
I may have to fix this after we get through your game, but
Like I said, I
yeah,
know
there
one or
might be
two people around here.
some
And
links,
Bunny doesn't
some link
exactly
issues. So try
lie.
posting a link in the chat
She
and
goes
see
around
if it
telling
works.
everybody that
Doesn't, then
Oh,
I may have to fix them.
pathetic
can I link the game
and
because
Yes, of
people
course.
no
Yeah,
that
try.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
and other words
so
I
for
don't
everyone that would
really
like
know the
to,
meaning of, but I know
visit the
they
pages
are
and
bad.
give love to anyone who took part of the team. Oh, I have been. It says in Spanish, but basically I was like
Got it.
banned from the chat. I don't know.
No. You just, the link was deleted. No worries, no worries.
Okay,
I think it was
so
just yeah, I'll enable links in the chat, but yeah. No worries, no worries.
okay, basically anyone that would like to give love to anyone, the voice talent or anyone in the team, you can go to the game page and below you have the credits for everybody, and everyone has their links there. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, you'll be able to find all of the links, including for Sasha's game, um, uh, in the link below for that I just posted. You can play all the entries there. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really great, really great game so far. Like, honestly, I'm really impressed by how lovely it is. Thank you so much for creating it, for directing it. Yeah, I can tell that a lot of
Thank
love
you
went
for
into it.
playing it.
That's cold, hot
Thank you
stuff.
for playing it.
Anyways, regardless of where she was taking you, you are going to have much more fun with me. Let's go.
Alice!
So, how long would you say that the game is, Sasha?
Okay, you should be able to play a whole route before we finish like the hour, so don't worry
Hello,
about that.
Bunny.
But I guess that playing
Cat,
like
I
three
see you have
routes
met
would be
Alice.
around
I hope you weren't a
3
complete
hours,
annoyance to
and
her.
getting all the endings and everything maybe 4. But it's
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. Thank you, Gabby.
Yeah, thank you, Gabby.
Anyways, it was a pleasure to see you again, Cat. Alice and I have to continue our travel to the Queen's Palace.
The Queen's Palace. Alice, you shouldn't go there alone. The Queen is one scary woman.
Well, the good news is that she is not going alone because I'm coming with her.
Yes, because a dwarf with personality issues is a good companion, isn't it?
What was that?
All I'm saying is that either you are an unbearable brat that wants to boss everybody around, or you have the confidence of a child with mommy issues. Pick one.
I love this voice acting, Sasha.
That's
This voice acting is so good.
Absolutely no
I'm
reason.
so glad that you feel that way.
Right,
Oh,
fellas?
good news actually. Some people in the team were really excited about
Right.
continuing
Alice,
working
I'm
on the
too
game,
settled
which
to
was
do
a
such a thing.
surprise.
It is
It was
meaningless.
a really nice feeling, as a a team leader, let's say. But we're going to do a new update. I don't know when, probably this month, with a full voice acting and sound effects for everything, the menu, the when something happens on screen. So that's going to be fun. Yeah. And I would like to add blinking animations to the characters, so that is our project.
Awesome. That's really cool. Um, really cool. I just disabled a spam filter. Try posting, Sasha. Try posting your link again in chat and it works. Refresh the Twitch stream and see if it works. Hopefully that should enable the link.
You will? I mean, I knew it. Let's go, Alice.
Ah, it did not. Okay. Well,
I feel so evil because he says, "Come on,
I
stop
know.
posting links."
I
And
know.
I'm like,
That's my apologies. That's my fault. I'm sorry about that. Don't worry about that. But everyone, once again, please feel free to play this game in the chat. I just posted the link where you can play all the entries, including Alice, in the chat. Sorry, Sasha, for not being able to enable links. Yeah, that's might be a little Nightbot bug. They're being a little bit too active.
She's such a nuisance.
So, yeah. All right. All right. It looks like I've just been able to fix the link situation, so we should be able to post now. But yeah, I'm very sorry about that, Sasha, because your game is really lovely. So that is my apologies. But this is a live stream, folks. Anything can happen.
How come she attracts so many people without
But
worry?
yes, yes. So links are enabled in chat, and I will be able to allow people now. But yes, with Sasha, as we kind of wrap up, is there anything you want to say about your game, your team, anything like that before we say goodbye to you?
No, I hope that you have a fun time. Thank you for doing this, and I was really lucky to have such a great team. And thank you for, in general, thank you to NaNoReNo to give the opportunity to create this kind of games. So, thank you.
Well, thank you, Sasha, so much for joining us. We're gonna transition to our next game as we say goodbye to Alice for now. But obviously, everyone, please play the rest of this game. It's like a really lovely game, a lot of love and hard work put into it. But thank you so much, Sasha, for joining us. Have a good rest of your
Thank you.
day.
See ya.